Marriage is work.
There are a lot of expectations.
We expect to have this knight in shining armor.
To become the husband that they expect us to be.
So there's no such thing as a perfect marriage.
But there is a such thing as a healthy one.
But in the end, you've got to realize that
we're fighting on the same team.
That's right. We're fighting on the same team.
Hey, y'all. It's real life.
Real issues.
Real engagement.
Real answers.
To some real married people stuff.
Hey, welcome
What's
to Unscripted
Marriage.
Unscripted
Marriage.
Hey.
What up?
What's up, y'all?
You
We
like
back. We back. Yes. And I don't know if y'all noticed, but look at my colorful outfit.
You just looking radiant.
Am I looking radiant?
Uh-huh. I
do not have a colorful thing in my closet, but thanks to my Ebony, she hooked me up. I call her my Ebony. I'm gonna call her my Ebony because she hooked this whole look up. Look at this.
Good.
Oh,
know,
God
right?
is shout out to God is dope.
Dope.
God is dope. Shout out.
You see my... Okay, sorry.
Yeah, you know what? People gotta get some Ebonies in their lives.
I'm telling you.
My personal trainer, her name is Ebony. My stylist, her name is Ebony.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you gotta get my work.
You need some Ebonies in your life.
So you
know
need some
Ebony?
Ebonies in your life.
Yeah, you know
For
that.
real.
Okay. All right,
For real.
Ebony. Shout out to Ebony. All the Ebonies out there. You the real MVP.
Yes. And one more thing, these earrings right here. Shout out to 9186. It's a small, it's a nice little boutique in Charlotte, I believe. 9186. Thank y'all. These are lovely. I didn't even know that I could like rock this colorful stuff because everything in my closet is like black and white.
Mm-hmm.
But it matches my personality, I think, right?
You just gotta add some color into your life, baby. And you just look beautiful.
And you got the fedora on. You looking good, y'all.
Cutting it up,
We're
boy.
gonna have to
You know
go
what
on
I'm
a date after this one.
I'm telling you, we're gonna do it.
Date.
Date day.
Hey.
Date night.
But today we got something for the singles.
Yes.
Is this for the singles?
Is it for the singles?
Is it for the singles?
No, it's not for the. Well, maybe it's for the singles.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little bit for the
singles. A little bit for the singles, a little bit for the married people.
Yeah. So we just want to talk about why do you think men and women want to get married, or why they don't want to get married? What's your thoughts about that? Put that thing in the comments or whatever you think. But that's what we're going to be talking about this episode is why. And I was talking to, I want to talk to you about, I guess, is really just talking about why did you want to get married? Let's put it like that, babe. Why did you want to get married?
I wanted to get married because I wanted to have this picture perfect family. Like I saw my house, I saw my kids, I saw my husband, I saw it all. I saw the whole picture. So I was going for what society says is the perfect life.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was aiming for.
And so now I know that you came up with this long list of stuff that you wanted me to do. I mean, she came up with this pamphlet.
It wasn't a pamphlet. It was actually 13 things on the list. Actually,
it would look forever. I mean, I had to go through. I mean, I felt like I was going through a program.
But you weren't complaining at the time, though.
Well, you know,
as soon as I handed you the list,
I had an agenda.
As soon as I handed you the list, you were like,
y'all.
"Oh, I got this."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she wanted me to be saved and have good credit. I think my credit was like 480 or something like that. I was like, does this work?
Was it?
I couldn't tell. I was like, well, hopefully it works. But it worked then.
I don't think you can buy a house with a 480.
Oh. Maybe you can buy a storage facility. Anyway, so you had this big list of 13 things, right?
Yeah.
And so when, say for instance, if you couldn't find a man to meet those requirements, would you be okay with just saying, all right, I can just do bad, or not bad, I can just be without a man? Or you can say, I'm willing to bend on or negotiate with this list in order to get a man?
I think because I had set such a standard. Like, I had a standard, and thank God for the church that I was going to at the time, because they brought in people to talk about different things, to talk about saving yourself for your husband, to talk about different things like that. And I think that they really helped me create this standard for myself. And so when I was to meet somebody, if they weren't up to that standard, then it was a quick turn off. It was like, okay, nah, maybe we can hang out, but you're not no husband material. You know?
Okay, um, so did some of those things, did it come from like your parents, or like how did that come about? Like how did that standard come about? And what would you share with maybe a young lady that's out there that may be on the precipice? Is that how you say it? On the precipice or on the cusp of kind of, meeting someone? What kind of advice would you give a young lady out there talking about that? Like just as far as setting standards, what that looks like, not settling, all that kind of stuff.
Well, first I would say you gotta love yourself. You have to know yourself, and you have to love yourself. You have to really know who you are, and you have to have goals for yourself. Because if you go into a relationship and you don't love yourself, and you don't have any goals, and you don't see a glimpse of your future, or see anything that you want to do in life, then now you're going into this relationship with trying to give everything that you can give, and you're not really you're not matching anything. I was trying to put a puzzle piece together. I was literally trying to put
puzzle piece.
Yeah, to give you a kind of visual, like, all right, he could be this, I'm this, and we could match it I'm trying to match something together. And you're not matching anything if you don't have a standard that you set for yourself. So you don't have what are you matching? What are you trying to do? What are you hoping to gain?
And so to flip it on the men's side of it, when Bewanda and I first started dating, I was just doing my own thing. I was chilling. I was making a little bit of change. I was in the military, and, I necessarily wasn't thinking of anything serious, but I was like, all right, well, she seems like a sweet girl. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and see what we can do. See if we can make magic. And so that's really what it was about. It wasn't anything where I forced myself into it, but I think that's just what's so different about, men and women or whatever. I think for men, and like I said, anything that we say is not the standard or the know-it-all be-all. This is just the couples that we've been around. I noticed,
and from our own personal experience.
From my own personal experience. Oh, thank you for letting me know that. That I didn't have. I wasn't rushing into a relationship, nor was I going out and doing all kind of crazy stuff. I was just living life. And
but he didn't even want to get married.
I didn't.
He didn't, and even after he got married, he didn't even know he was married.
I did know I was married, baby. What are you talking about?
Okay, you did know that you were married, but you didn't. It was almost like you had just walked into this cyclone of a different world, and you were like, "Oh yeah, I'm married now." But you were after one thing.
And what was that?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, you said the one thing.
Because you were after it.
What was I?
So
did I get it?
Huh?
Did I get it?
Eventually, you did. Yes.
I just want to make sure.
But I'm saying you had one track. You had a one-track mind, so you were anything I said, you were just like yes. Mm-hmm. And so
like a little poodle, huh?
Yeah.
So I think there's clearly different things that we talk about when we're talking about what men want and what women want. But I think if you've just taken anything from us, just know that the best thing for you to do, even in any relationship, is set standards.
Well, remember when your grandma said, I'm sorry to switch the subject, but like it's not the same subject, but remember your grandma said, we had asked her a question and she was like, well, men don't want to get married. Mm-hmm. And I was like, men don't want to get married. Yeah. And I think we, and that was a real eye opener because I think women want certain things from a marriage and men want things from a marriage.
Right.
And I think it's different. I think it's different depending on who you are, what you want. But I know what I wanted. Mm. I was very independent. I mean, my parents, my dad, my mom, they taught me independence. They taught me how to change my own tire. They taught me how to, get a job and make money. I mean, they taught me how to do things. And so I lived an independent life. Mm-hmm. So if you came into my space, if we were dating, then you were up to that standard. But if not, then I was just basically using you for your company.
Oh, wow. Using, huh? Man.
Yeah. Let's go to the movies. Let's hang out. Mm-hmm. And you pay for it.
But actually, you paid a lot for our dinner, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah. That was crazy, y'all. Y'all don't believe it. Yeah. She actually, when we first started dating, she was paying for my meals. She was doing everything. She was doing everything. She would I would go to her house. She would drive to the dates, all the other kind of stuff. Like she would spoil me, y'all. She would take care of me. And then one day she just cut it all off. Like she just stopped doing everything. And I was like, well, babe, how you gonna do this?
Yeah, stop doing all this this stuff for? Well, we was actually married at the time.
She was like, I was like, babe, I ain't just gonna stop doing this. Like,
I thought we still dating. My bad.
she just stopped. Like, she just cut me off. Like, and I was like, babe, this feels weird. Like, you always did this for me, but now you're not doing it no more. Like, what's happening? And it was just, I was really like, I was confused.
I didn't want you to get too comfortable. You were getting very comfortable, and I didn't want you to get complacent and be like, well, I don't have to do anything because Luanda's going to do it. So I was like, I don't want you to get too comfortable.
But I think men are more hesitant, though, to go back to what we were talking about. Men are more hesitant to get married. I just want to talk about the reason why men kind of just are hesitant about getting married.
Yeah.
And so one of those things is increased responsibility. I mean, you're talking about and then financial loss. Now you're talking about I'm in a relationship, I'm married, and now I got to share my funds with you. I got to be responsible now. You know what I'm saying? Most men, like I remember being in the military with dudes that didn't even know how to wash their clothes or iron their drawers. So it's just like, you know what I'm saying? When you go into something like that, it's just weird. Like, and so when you talk about
on Superman, Spider-Man, more responsibility.
Is that what they say?
With responsibility comes great power.
Yeah.
With great power comes great responsibility. Something like that.
Something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, y'all finish that one because I don't know what you're talking about. But I think that it is, though. More responsibility.
Yeah.
They got financial responsibility now because now it's not. But we do have marriages that don't split their finances, which is totally up to them.
Oh, we got to talk about that.
Yeah, we got another show. That's another episode. You're going to have to click the link above. But don't click the link because I don't think the show is started yet. But click the link above eventually.
Finances in marriage.
That's boy, that's another one.
Ooh, that's a good one too. Go.
And then women started telling men what to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you start talking about being in a relationship, and now the women want to just take over. They want to tell you what to do.
We don't do that.
Y'all don't do that?
No.
Y'all don't say, hey, well, you stop drinking so late, or it's not good to do this. Just go to your doctor's appointment. You know, all this other kind of stuff.
Okay, maybe we do.
Don't do this all the time. Do this, do that. You know what I'm saying? Men don't like that kind of stuff. Well, not all of them, but you know what I'm saying? It's, you know, they don't like that kind of stuff. You know, telling what you do and all that kind of stuff. Men like to be in control and the power.
You can't go here. You can't go there. You can't do that.
So now we're talking about hanging with the friends, hanging with the fellas. You know, who doing that kind of stuff? You know what I'm saying? We can't. Say that again, baby.
I said, you can't go here. You can't go there. Bye,
Right. So you start talking about, you know, you can't hang with the fellas as much as you do anymore. You know, time is limited. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, okay, well, who you hanging with? You know what I'm saying? Do I know them? Let me speak to the parents. You know, it's all like you got a mom in the house again. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, that's why some men are hesitant to get in there. And then, like, when I started asking.
They want their freedom.
They want their freedom.
They don't want to be, like, clack, clack. They don't want to be,
Dude used to tell me, some of my friends used to tell me all the time, hey, man, you on lockdown. What you mean you tell me you got to let LaWanda know when you're going out? Well, it's a good idea, don't you think? I am married to her. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's just things that, you know, your boys tell you when you get married. Well, I said, my friend, he said, man, look, man, I knew you before you knew LaWanda. And I was like, well, what's that supposed to mean? Like, I was confused.
Because he was a different person.
I didn't want to be that old dude. I didn't want you to know that. You didn't even know me cussing. We just didn't like being on lockdown. That's really what it's about. We just don't like being on lockdown. But I think there is, when a man is really ready to get married, he'll change. He'll change for a woman.
Yeah, you did.
But until that happens, you know, you gotta take that into consideration that a man just ain't gonna be married. He ain't gonna be ready until he's ready. You can't change him.
Well, ladies may be the same thing too, but don't give up hope. There may be somebody out there for you, but
well, that's a way of encouraging people. There may be somebody out there for you. Or maybe not. I don't know. Don't listen to LaWanda.
Ladies, let me talk to the ladies because
okay.
I ain't got nothing to do with y'all and how before y'all get married and if y'all don't want to get married and all this other kind of stuff. Listen, all I know is that you need to have a standard for your own self. You need to know yourself. You need to love yourself. And you need to have a standard because if you don't have a standard, then you are willing to let anything and everything come into your life and then you're going to end up settling. And you don't want to settle. Everybody's not perfect. I'm not saying this dude is not perfect, okay? He said he was, but he is not perfect. But at least I know that we can work this. We can communicate when something goes wrong. We can actually talk to each other and we can work this thing out and we can put this puzzle piece together.
Hey, y'all. This was an awesome episode. Please, I hope that you guys respond, comment, all the other kind of stuff about how you feel about this. Men, talk about how this was before you got married, when you was in a relationship. What does that look like? You know, comment and let people know that it's not so cookie cutter as everybody believe. You have to think through this process. You have to think what it's going to look like for you to be married. Comment, like, share, do all that good stuff. And we appreciate y'all. This is real life,
real issues,
real engagement
about some real married people stuff.
Holla.